Yeah, well, my name is Matthias Brandt. I'm German citizen. I come from the wonderful city of Köln. My encounter with Ukraine was about 5-6 years ago when I came first time here. And it was also for me a very deeply impressing experience to see then Maidan happening. I was personally a witness of many manifestations there, so I really got a good insight. And well, I'm personally also very happy that we are able also to carry on a little bit this, I would say, mission of Maidan and to make it happen, to make a democracy that deserves the name happen in this country. And once again, urban development, communal self-government is for me the soul of democracy. When it comes to the question, what is this integrated urban development, it's very difficult to explain because it's simple and difficult and comprehensive at the same time. And for that it is quite good just sometimes to take some examples how other cities did it. We from GIZ, together with the city of Lviv, have already some experience. At least we made a plan for the old city of Lviv, which gives some highlights looking at various aspects. Here you see, for example, tourism, where we say how to develop tourism and what would that mean. This is, for example, the chapter for economy. So we look at employment figures, we see where are there possibilities to better develop the local business and the local economy, but yet it also concentrates on an integrated, meaning holistic approach for city development. And if I say holistic approach, that basically means that we try to take all relevant, all important functions of a city, from sport, education, social support, environment, preservation and conservation of historical heritage, economy, very important, and not to forget mobility or mobility, transport, buses, taxi, marschrutkas and all that, that we'll try to take that in one picture. You see certain areas which are not well developed yet, and we just see, okay, what should change in that city to make this area better developed? We have certain areas are being prioritized, and then we ask people, okay, what should we change here to make these things more attractive, to make the city more attractive? So we put it like layers on top of each other, and then see that all this system gets consistent, that there is not waste of resources by putting wrong accents in a certain direction, but rather not just to make them compatible, all these layers, but also to make a kind of a projection, meaning how should a city develop? So it's nothing, it's not a revolution, it's nothing entirely new, it is just something that is done in many, many successful cities. And what I also recommend, it's my personal choice of words, if I say a kind of Bible of modern city planning, and it says to put the human person, the human being in the center of all city planning. Not cars, not interests of business, but the individual, the human being. So this is basically putting back the human dimension in the cities. Yeah? Quite often cities are no longer tailored to the needs of human beings. After all, human beings are kind of very sophisticated animals, and they also need a kind of surrounding to be happy. That has an impact on how people are happy. Are they aggressive? Is there a high level of crime or not? I mean, all these things are affected by a good and intelligent city planning. This is not that we do it from GIZ, but we rather do it together with a lot of people, with NGOs, with citizens. Basically, every citizen of the 4 cities we work in is invited to bring in his ideas, his viewpoint on what the city should be in the future. So this is certainly something that is a new approach, this heavy and strong involvement of civil society. We are hoping from this Swiss-German project that we can contribute a little bit to improving the lives of people and improving the quality of one of the most fascinating countries in Europe. I'm sure that the new generation of city planners, city architects, needs a different basic qualification as compared to the architects of today. The architects of today are very much trained in classical architecture, which is more dedicated to objects, houses, bigger complexes. But they are not so much trained in thinking into social context, meaning into the whole city development context. This is not just a question of architecture, it's not just a question of construction, obviously, because a city is not just buildings. A city is public space, a city is interaction, a city is a room for living. A city should be a place where people love to live. I know Connections because we have been working with them in various compositions already 3-4 years ago. Some other colleagues of mine also work with Connections. We know they are also one of the driving forces to have a much better spatial and urban planning. And I also saw some of the work that Connection was doing, and I was quite impressed by the quality and a lot of creativity in it. We need to have specialists. So specialists who really know new techniques, new approaches in integrated urban planning. There is a lot of technical things that need to be learned. There are different approaches, and these different approaches we want, together with Connections, provide a training altogether 10 weeks, 10 or 12 weeks in 6 months. I can just say, for the moment at least, there is no possibility. Maybe there are similar courses that other NGOs or other institutions like Lviv Catholic University offer. There are some on the ground. But if you look at the challenge we basically face worldwide, cities are getting bigger and bigger. And the problems that cities have grow usually quicker than the solutions. So for people who understand or who have at least a knowledge of what kind of methodologies, what kind of answers city planners can provide to help solving these problems, for them it is certainly a very much rewarding profession. There is also, up to now, there are no people with this profession in Ukraine, and you will need them as much as we need them in Germany, and there's a couple of thousand every year. We need newcomers, but obviously also a lot of people who work in the cities or at private consulting companies who do also a lot of work in this. So in terms of future, I think somebody who is interested in urban development, who is interested in the city as an organism, he would do a perfect choice. He would do a perfect choice. And we also believe, furthermore, that the success of the cities will be this long-term success of Ukraine, because they will be kind of pulling engines for the rest of the country. So if we have strong cities, we will have a strong Ukraine.